Good morning, guys. Welcome to Steve-O's hot, steamy jungle world, Central Florida. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a hot one from here on all the way to, let's see, how about November maybe? Yeah, it'll start cooling off November. But until then, guys, make sure you get enough salt in your system. What is Steve-O doing today here? He's out here like a little Santa elf, you know. I'm like one of Santa's little elves out here in the barn with this little hammer. Because what I do after I put my staples in, I go around and check them. Because you want to be a good little elf, guys, you know. I wanted to show you. I've been knocking these out, 2 framers, okay. And oh, look what happened there. Did my hike this morning, swung by the flooring store and loaded up some more. I thought I'd show you guys. You guys are questioning me on what I'm doing here with my boxes on the 2 framers. Here's one completed. Here's one completed. You see these cleats here. I do a screen bottom. This one here, if you take a 10-foot 2x4 and you start whacking it up, you'll get 6 boxes out of one 10-foot 2x4. 6 of these boxes, because you're getting these ends here, which are 10-inch. But the final cut you'll see is, oops, a little bit shorter than this one, and that's because of the saw curve. So that's what you end up with. So to make this problem easier, I just put a full screen across here, but I'm only opening up. There's some splits in here. If you take a needle, a stiff needle or a sharp nail or whatever, and pick in here, and you can lift these doors up. I've made a cut to where I've got a 1/2-inch door in there. All right. So yeah, what I do for the cleats is just cut extra pallet wood and put on there. But what I thought I'd do, I've got these screened, but I don't have cleats put on. So what I do is I run around here and do everything in, you know, in different lots is what I do, okay? So I thought I'd quickly show you this. I buy my wire on Amazon, 10-foot roll, 3-foot long. And that's how I get that. That stuff is going up crazy. It's going up to 50-some bucks now for a 10-foot by 3-foot roll. So, but you can get a bunch of 2 framers out of this. You guys in the far north, trying to raise bees up in them cold countries. I'm sorry, guys, you're up there. It's your choice. You moved up there. You didn't want to come down here with Steve-O in sunny Florida and get a suntan like Steve-O gets, you know. So you have to deal with that cold weather up there. Sorry about that. Anyway, so I thought I'd quickly show you this and what I do here on the ends here. I mean, on the hole. I just save cutoffs. I save all my little remnants here, and I cut a piece about yay long, and then I go 1 cut in the center, bada bing, move over about a quarter inch, boom, I do that. Then I lay it down here, and I lay my wire just a little past the hole, and then I put 3 staples in. That's it. That's all I do on that. That way you can lift this up and down, and after a while this will wear out after umpteen times using it. No biggie. You take a thin screwdriver. These are only 1/4-inch staples, by the way. All these staples down to here 1/4 inch. I tried half. It's too much. If you got a little harder wood, they don't drive them all the way. I did buy electric gun, and I actually like this T50 better. So let me show you how I'm doing. Let's see, how do I do this? I guess I can do it like this. I'm looking for a camera stand is what I'm trying to do, guys. That's what I'm trying to do here. I got different colors, whatever. I was combining paints too, because I get down about that much in a can and I just start dumping cans together. It doesn't matter. I get this stuff, this $9 paint, it's $45 paint for $9 because it's called Oops paint. People get it. So here's the box here. What I normally do is I put my entrance down here, and I only use a 1/2 inch paddle blade, and I'll tell you why. I'm shooting this stuff in with 2-inch screws, and some of these boards are thicker as you can see, but some are thinner. So guess what? Right there, if you bury that 2-inch screw right there, right? If you bury, I just eyeball, I don't measure nothing. I eyeball that 1/2 inch hole, and I eyeball it from here to here. I stand this on end on the floor to drill this. But you can see what happens. If you put a bigger hole than 1/2 inch, yeah, your paddle blade's going to hit that, and then you can get to buy a new paddle blade. And ask me how I know that one. But in all reality, see, it's close right there. It's close. In all reality, you don't want anything more than a 1/2 inch here, for the simple fact of robbing issues. A little 1/2 inch hole, 2 bees can guard that hole, right? So that's that. All right. So let me get set up here. Okay, guys. What I do is I just unroll my roll and lay it up here and get this edge here close. You don't have to have it jam up here, the edge. If you can tweak it a little bit to save yourself a cut, go for it. And that's what I'll do here. I'll just move this wire down a little bit. Now I want to hold it in position, just to hold it in place while I'm going here. Now what you want to do is take your T50. It works so good if you can rest it, see, on this, rest your T50 over here, so you can bang out and then rest the gun here. So if you do it here, you're doing this number, right? No good, no good, no good. Put it here, and now you got a staple, and now that sucker will fire really nice. And I keep them about 1 inch. I keep these staples about 1 inch down through here. And after a while running this T50, you'll have a grip to where you can grab a grizzly bear by the throat and choke him out after running it with this here. You'll have enough wrist strength to choke out a grizzly, okay? So yeah. So what I'll do here, see, I'll use this as a little bit of a camera stand here. See, so what I do is I come over on this side now, you see, and I'm opposite. Now I'm on this side. Okay, so now you've got that deal, just like that. Okay guys, now you're going to take your big old bullnosers, and I just snug that up by hand, that nut. And what you want to do here, this is going to take 2 hands, so what I do is I hold this wire up with my left hand like so. So I'm going to set this camera down for a second, and I'm going to lift this up, and you just use the box as your guide, okay? Let me trim this end off here. Now you just got this like this. And you do a little lift and cut as you go, but lay that blade. See, I'm laying one side of the jaws right against that box. And you can just walk the dog right down through here like this, see? So you're basically custom putting each box. So what I'm going to do is here in a shortly is set up my chop saw on the back of the truck. I'm going to use some extra pallet wood. I'm going to use extra pallet wood that I have. I'm going to go set up my chop saw and start whacking out these ends. Now the entry end I'll cantilever slightly out, but I'll take my brad nailer and go bink bink, no glue. Then I'm going to take two 2-inch screws and I'm going to pilot hole. I've got my drill and hammer and my impact driver over there. See, that'll be done over there. I will once I shoot in with my brad nailer. Now that cleat's held. Don't need clamps, no nothing. Just shoot 2 brad nails in. Then get your pilot hole, 1/8 inch, and buzz, and sink 2 screws right down through this 2-inch thick timber. Now that cleat is held. On this end, I come flush to the back of the box. This is actually the front of the box. There's the hole. But I come even with the box and put that in. So that's that. Very simple box to build, guys. Very simple box to build. The lids I take extra wood, pallet wood. I'm cutting these. This is the top of your box. Bada bing. I'm cutting these, I think 4.5. Let me check. I set up my rip saw, my table saw, and I ripped these, yes, roughly 4.5 inches. Granted, you've got, on this particular box, you've got a little bit here and a little bit there. No big deal. No big deal at all. When you cut these, somebody asked me about cupping, warping. You may have a little bit, but here's what I do. I've got in that 5-gallon bucket is my Tall Earth or eco-friendly wood preservative. It's getting expensive too, guys, I'm telling you. I bought a 5-gallon pack. I bought a 5-gallon pack of this eco. Okay? And you'll see the material here in this bag. I took it out of the bag, the whole thing. I didn't need 5 gallons because I was only down about 1 gallon, so I wanted 2.5 gallons in that thing, right? So what I did is opened up this package. It comes in this box. It comes in this box, and it says here 5 gallons, okay? But I didn't need 5 gallons. Here's the material here. It looks like sand. And this, when you add water to this stuff, guys, and mix it up, it turns brownish, okay? And it turns these boxes to a patina, a gray patina color. How well it works, time will tell. We're looking probably about, I don't know. You don't know on this kind of stuff, guys, until you've run it about 5 years, and I haven't run this stuff for 5 years yet. Oh man, it's hot already, guys. I got 2 fans blowing on me, one here and one here. In this steamy Florida jungle, you just keep sweating. But sweating's good for you, right? Sweat the poison out. So what I did was took my 5-gallon granular pack, and I dumped it right there, okay? Then old Steve will come over here like this. I gotta get two high-tech tools here, guys. Stand by, I gotta have my two high-tech tools here. All right, here's my two high-tech tools. Here's a license plate from Michigan. Well, this is 68, I'll be darned. And it was bent up into a dustpan. How about that? And no, I didn't do it. I found this at one of those craft shops. Anyway, here's what I do. I mount this in a nice little neat pile, right? Then you take this pile and I come right center and I come right down, bam. And then I drag half the material over here. The other part is over there. So guess what? I got enough material here, over here in this pile for 2.5 gallons. Then all I do, then all Steve-O does then, puts his pan right here. Now I have my 2.5 gallons of material to go in that bucket. And what I do is I get a gallon milk jug, fill it up, go inside and get a hot as I can off the tap. 1 gallon at a time. So I put that gallon in, another gallon in, and eyeball a half gallon in there and stir it up with a stick. And that's how I preserve my boxes. So that's the way I do that. And I do everything. Now these raw cleat ends I'm fixing to do, I'll just burn out a bunch of them here. What have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes. So I'm going to need 18 of these cleats. I'll chop them, open up my bucket, throw them in. I'll put on rubber gloves. I got my 7mm rubber gloves I get at Harbor Freight. Because I don't know if this stuff's good for your... It's supposed to be non-poisonous, whatever. But I don't believe everything I read. So I'll dip them out and I just throw them on the slab here. And as I need them, I will grab them off the floor. They'll be drip dry. They drip dry pretty fast. I'll throw them up here. And then I will use my brad nailer and screw guns and all that. I'll do that cleat work over there. But my wire action I do right here on this simple little stand here. This is a portable stand. I have here, been doing this for flipping years, guys. Because I'm hurting for space here, so you got to get creative. Threw on 2 brute garbage cans, a scrap piece of free plywood, threw that on there. Now I got a workbench, a nice comfortable height here, see? Yeah, so after I dipped these lids, I was throwing them amongst the floor here and I was getting some cupping. And I said, well, that's stupid, I don't like that. I don't mind a little cupping. When I set these boxes up, when I go to the field and I start loading these things, right, I don't want a great big hump and gap up in here. These bees are flying out. If I do, I grab my short roll, which you can get it anywhere, Office Depot, whatever, or Lowe's. Shrink wrap is a small roll, and I just run around there. I save all my plugs, by the way. You can see down there a whole bucket full of plugs. And there again, I'm chopping about 4 by 4 squares out of that pallet wood, and I put a dab of glue on and I shoot it in with a brad nailer. After they dry, I throw them in that bucket, preservative, okay? So everything here I do here is a very simple system, and there's no difference in these boxes between 5 framers and 2 framers other than this end board, obviously. This end board is a 2x4, 10 inches long, and my 5 framers is a 2x8, which ends up being about, it's weird, guys. They'll run anywhere from 7 1/4, 7 1/2 on a 2x8. depending on what mood the sawmill is in that day, you know. But normally even a 7/4 works hunky-dory on a 5-framer. So anyway, on a 2-framer like this, on a 2-framer like this with a 2x4 stud, this is how much gap you got. Looks like about 3/4 from that board right there, the edge of that frame, to this wall. So what I do normally when I put it, I just eyeball them like this when I drop them in. I re-eyeball them when I get to, say if I haul these hives 5 miles to another location, they could be shoved in there like this, they could be looking like that, they could be looking like this, whatever. I take a peek in real quick when I get to my other location that they're going to be at for a month plus, and I just come in here and quickly do this. You'll notice on this, these sidewalls are 21 and 5/16 from here to here. 21 and 5/16. That's a happy little number I came up with. You guys can do whatever you want, but you will see down in here about a 1/4 inch and about a 1/4 inch. Now this frame can jam all the way up here. See? These frames can jam all the way up here tight. Well, you don't really want that. You want to be able to have the bees come around the horn, right? So you can quickly just do this number. You get fast at this. After you work these frames for a while in this setup, you get a little routine going, you know, and it just sticks in your hair covered computer, you know, and you can get her done very fast. All right, so this is my spin on this whole thing. Granted, you got a little more bee space than the standard Dadant box, Langstrom box, whatever. I find that not to be a problem whatsoever. These bees can make a ladder comb so fast, it will blow your mind. Another thing that they can do so fast that will blow your mind is, see that nail hole? See this ugly mess here with this blowed out shotgun looking mess here where these nails got pulled out? Don't you get your panties in a wad over that, okay? Because let me tell you something. Once I dip these in tall earth and I slop on a coat of cheap paint, it will halfway fill those. If there is any daylight coming through there, which there isn't, but say if there was, these bees will propolis that hole up so fast, it's unreal. If you've got a little extra crack here, they're going to propolis this thing all the way around anyway. That's why you need a hive tool sometimes to really dig in and get a bite to pop it off, because they have glued that puppy down. So don't worry about that. But what I was saying about the warpage, the cuppage, once you dip these in tall earth, now you got a soaking wet piece of wood. And if you was just to go out here and just throw that there, and it dried on the slab, yes, you can get some cupping. But what you want to do is come over here in a place out of the way and stack up all of your wet ones. I, by the way, bore that hole. It's the same bore hole I've been using for friggin' ever. It's about a 2 3/4 hole. I used to use back in the day standard mason jars with metal lids. Well, I found that to be a total pain in the ass for the simple fact that they rust. So now you got to go under the water. You got to take a butter knife or something, and you got to heat that lid up really, really hot. And then you got to take the edge of a butter knife and tap on it. And then sometimes you break the whole jar. Yeah, all that shenanigans. No. Use wide mouth. Buy them like this. I buy my quart jars. Here they are, right here. Get these at Walmart or wherever you can get canning supplies. If not, tell them to order them. You can order these online. And actually I found a store. These here I've got for friends, for, you know, for like rental honey and stuff. Give them pints. I keep these for that. But I'm telling you, I found a store that's got these pints in wide mouth. These would be excellent, guys, for your little two-frame mating nucs, because they're really low powered. They don't need a great big quart jobby on there. My big hives out here will suck down a quart in one day, no problemo. If you got a hot hive out here, strong hive, they will suck that quart in one day. But with these little light puny hives, you know, it's borderline. The stuff will start souring on you and turn into vino by the time they suck it up. So I'm thinking about getting some pints in wide mouth and utilizing the big wide mouth thing. Another thing with wide mouth, guys, you got a great big hole here. It's easy to hit, right? You drop that big quart jar on here, which I use one hole, about an 1/8 inch hole is all. So it don't take nothing to center that hole. These guys wrestling on these little lids, you know, and trying to shove it in this hole and all that nonsense. Yeah, the wide mouth works so easy, it's ridiculous. I've seen, guys, some of the most wildest. I'm wondering sometimes, a lot of these beekeepers, are they sucking on helping Hunter suck on his crack pipe or what? I've seen some crazy stuff out there, guys. I've seen these beekeepers, and more than one, making this great big box, this great big honking box, spending all kinds of time, money, energy, when you could be building more of these things, right? See, even though that 2 3/4 hole here, I used to take and take a drum sander and drum that out, so that kind of wedgie fitted in there. But those days are over. You take a big wide mouth cap and you just drop on there. Why? Well, windstorms. I'll tell you what, you can drop that wide mouth jar, quart jar, on top of one of these. See how nice that would be too, by the way, guys, for a little bitty two-framer as a little pint jar. But all I've got for feeders right now, this is for honey jars, which I very seldom make any honey. I make some honey for some of my buds that giving me bee locations and whatnot, and that's usually in the fall when I'm doing pepper honey, because I make a tons of pepper honey. I will bottle them up some pepper honey, and everybody seems to love pepper honey. I do too, a little bit that I do eat, but anyway. So yeah, the windstorms coming through, big wide mouth fits on here, and then I put, you'll notice I always use a plastic bucket, and the reason for the plastic bucket is algae. The sun hits that, well, two reasons. The heat of the sun, in this sunny Florida, it is hotter than Hades here, and you don't want that syrup so hot the bees can't even hardly drink it, so you put a hat over it, right? You put a hat over it, it keeps it in the shade. I buy the dollar store buckets. I went in there the other day to look, and they had a pile of them. And you know how much they were? They're still named dollar store, right? So I go, everything in there is $1.25 or $1.29 or some crazy. I said to the dude there stacking the shelves, I said, what's up with the numbers in here? What do you mean? I said, everything in here now is $1.25 to $1.29. What? Well, we had to change the prices because, you know, to get Joe's gas and all that. Oh, really? So why are you not changing the name of this place to the $1.29 store? The guy just looks at me all straight-faced. And he goes, I don't know. I said, well, I know. You're just doing false advertisement. Why would you do false advertisement? I said, you're afraid I'm going to run away when I come in here and I'm needing something, and you see it's $1.29, I'm already here. Might as well buy this junk you got. Yeah, I guess so, he says. Flipping people or something else, aren't they? Thanks, Joe, for that one. Anyway, yeah, so back to this. I've seen these great big boxes these fellas are doing, and they go down and then they buy, have their Miss Daisy run down and buy them a bunch of those baking tins that go inside, and then they build these little wooden ladders to coming up and down, and just Oh wow, guys, we got to get off the crack pipe, guys. I'm telling you. I know hunters giving out probably free stuff, crack samples, but please let's do simple things in life. All right, let's simplify our life. All right, downsize was stupid. Okay, and then build something that's going to be fast and furious. That's what we want, fast and furious. All right. All right. So that, guys, is my 2-framer. That's how I screen them. It's the KISS system, and you know, that's the way I like to go. All right. Hey, it's getting cloudy. I got some storms coming in end of the week, so I got to work between the raindrops, but I'll get her done, guys. Hey, I'll see you guys soon. Be happy, be strong. We got to keep getting her on. See you later. Bye-bye.